A very good morning and welcome. It's Jeff Laughton online at about 10:15 on Monday the 26th of May, Bank Holiday Monday. Well, I hope you've all got your feet up before the missus gets you doing the lawn and all the odd jobs that you've been putting off since last year from around the house. Hopefully you'll be finishing in time for the racing. Now, we got 3 meetings today at Leicester, Redcar and Windsor. And we had a very good week last week. I highlighted many winners on this channel. As we head towards June, it should only get better. We've had 2 out of 3 winners, we had 2 out of 3 winners on the private service on Saturday and 1 out of 1 yesterday, giving us a big profit on the week of over 20 points. And that is a staggering 75 points profit just in May. And we've got 6 days to go. Now, I'll do my damnedest to try and make that to 100 points by the end of the month if I can. I've got 2 bets on there today, and if you're interested in the private service, simply drop me an email at the email address below, jefflaughtonmanagement@gmail.com. If you don't want and you just want to watch these videos, that's absolutely fine, but remember to hit the subscribe button so you're reminded when I put the videos up. Let's have a quick look at some of the racing today, starting at Redcar. In the 2:15, all the money's for William Haggis's Crown of Oaks. Now, he appeared very unlucky when he last ran at Newbury. He should have won, but apart from the fact that, as I keep saying, William Haggis's horses are not running particularly well, he's only had 2 winners from his last 32 runners. I just feel that the betting between them, that's this one and Archie Watson's Spy Kingdom, I think it should be closer together. Now, I'm not having a bet in the race, but I think Spy Kingdom's form is equally as good as Crown of Oaks, so just be careful if you are going to get stuck into the odds-on shop. In the 4 o'clock, Boyne Lady of Roger Fells, that takes the eye for me here. He was 5th last time in a much stronger race than this at York, and this represents quite a big drop in class. As I said on Saturday, I don't often bet in 5 furlong handicaps, although I did highlight the winner Ruby's Profit at Goodwood in a similar sort of race. I think she's been running consistently well in the 3 runs this season, and I think she should go close today. In the 4:35, this has always been one of my favourite races, the Zetland Gold Cup, and it just shows how far prize money has dropped, because 20 years ago they were racing for a first prize of 36,000. 20 years on, not even taking inflation into account, the first prize is now just 21,000. Now, this is always an incredibly competitive handicap, but I did like Ed Walker's Sir Lowry's Pass here on his last run at Goodwood when he beat Tony Montana quite easily. Now, Tony Montana since then has been beaten only ahead in a competitive handicap at York's Dandy meeting next time, so the form is really strong. However, the handicapper hasn't missed him. He's put him up £7 for that win, but he looks to be improving quickly, and he goes there with a huge chance today. In the 5:10, Michael and David Easterby's Diligent Resdev returns here. After a very good run in the Victoria Cup at Ascot 2 weeks ago, that was over 7 furlongs. He travelled better than anything, I thought, up to about a furlong out that day, and he didn't see it out and finish 5th. Now, I make notes after all the races, and the comment I made on Diligent Resdev straight after was a 0-85 handicap over 6 furlong up north has his name all over it. And that's exactly what he gets today, and he should have absolutely no excuses. At Leicester, in the 1:55, Crowdquake goes for a quick hat-trick in the Apprentices race. If he wins today, he can then run without a penalty for the next 13 days. And interestingly enough, he has 2 entries at Beverley on Wednesday and 2 entries at Yarmouth on Thursday. So they've already put things in place for when he wins today. In the 3:05, this should be a 2-horse race between Boatswain, which, if my naval knowledge is correct, should be pronounced Bosun, and trust me, Google it, and Orel. Now, Bosun ran an excellent race last time when he was just touched off by a horse that I put up on here called Masai Moon. The plan is very much Royal Ascot with him after he wins this. Now, he was available at 10 to 11 this morning, but he's been very well backed and he should be too good for Oral. The 4:15 looks a very competitive handicap, and there is good money this morning for Huskell. But I thought the race centred around Crown Crest of Distinction and Fondo Blanco. Now, Fondo Blanco has been laid out for this race as he's owned by King Power Racing, who sponsor today's race. But I think there's very little to choose between them on form. At Windsor in the 2:45, Richard Hannon runs great. Now, it's a strange name for a horse that cost only 10,000 guineas to get. These sort of names are usually saved for something a little bit special. And Julie Wood, the owner, has plenty of horses in training that she could have given such an iconic name to. He really should have won on debut at Goodwood last year when he was repeatedly hampered and finished second. His comeback run at the Craven meeting was over 7 furlongs, and after showing early pace he didn't get home, and that was in a much better race than this. That was also when Richard Hannon's horses were not particularly firing, but they certainly are now with 4 winners from his last 10 runners. He's got the prime drawing 1 for a horse with early pace, and this is not a strong race at all. He should be winning this cosily now, dropped back to 6 furlongs. In the 3:55, Carl Burke sends Native Warrior on the long journey to Windsor. His third in last year's Britannia Stakes at Royal Ascot would be good enough to win this. And he made a nice comeback in the Lincoln at Doncaster in March. The negative here is the ground. Although he has run well twice on fast ground, he is a better horse with cut, but he still could have too much class for these. Now I'm going to leave it there. I'll be back tomorrow, but remember to hit the subscribe button and drop me an email if you're interested in the private service. I'll speak to you tomorrow around about the same time, and many thanks for dropping by.